Hey guys, this is Steve Sheehan. We are at Darlington this week and it is going to be an awesome race. This car is actually a lot of fun to drive here. It is definitely a challenge. This track is always a challenge just because of how you have to drive and how you have to keep the tires on it in order to be competitive. And this segment is going to be really fun for me because I absolutely love wheeling this track. Now I'm going to get right into a hot lap here. Now right off the bat I will tell you this track is all about throttle control. I'm going to get up to about 192 miles per hour into turn 1. Turn 1 and 2 is a blast. You go in, you kind of get your left sides right on those dotted white lines, and you let the car drift up the track. You're going to come back down the track kind of like a diamond, and you're going to come off the backstretch nice and fast, nice and straight. You're going to go into turn 3, hard braking. There's a lot of grip up next to the wall, especially on entry. You're able to bring the car back down the track, cross the line for a nice solid 39. In turn 1, I need to make sure I go in hard enough where the natural momentum of the car is going to make it push up the track, and by the time it grabs, I'm right up at the top of the track. Now in the middle of 1 and 2, there is a couple bumps up there that if you do not have your car set up right, or you're going too slow or too fast, you will hit those bumps incorrectly and you will either get sideways or it'll shoot you straight up the track into the wall. And you're already close enough to the wall as it is, so you have to be super smooth and super consistent through this corner in order to hit those bumps properly. Now once you get past those bumps, you're going to bring the car back down the track, and it's going to really start to step out exiting turn 2, especially when your tires start to get a lot of laps on them. This is just something we deal with here. If you tighten the car up, you will lose tenths upon tenths of a second later in the run. You just need to be able to drive the car a little bit sideways off this corner, especially as the tires wear, in order to maintain consistent, smooth, good lap times. Now turn 3 and 4, totally different. You have to enter turn 3 high, next to the wall. There is way more grip up there than low. If you're really going for a good hot lap, you need to make sure you're as close as you can get to that wall. You can even hit that wall with the right side of your car a little bit and still have a really fast lap time. That's just how this track is. That wall bites everyone, including real drivers on Sundays. 3 and 4, like I said, there's not enough grip down low to really make a pass stick. And you're going to see a lot of guys trying it, especially in traffic when they're stuck behind slower cars. They will have a lot of difficulty actually completing a pass. Where you will see passes is going into turn 1 where that car up high has to give. You cannot go into turn 1 side by side and stay that way through the entire corner, or else you will either have to almost come to a complete stop in order to make the corner side by side, or that outside car will hit the wall, or the cars will bounce off each other. So once you see someone get positioned into turn 1 low on someone else, that outside car has to give because that turn is just too fast and too tight for 2 cars to make it through there safely. Late in the run, fuel is going to wear out of this car and our rear is actually going to lift up and our nose is going to come down a little bit. People are going to hit this bump a little bit more severely than they did at the start of the run. They're going to have a lot of trouble getting into this corner and getting through the apex of this corner because the car is going to be hitting this bump differently. Keep your eye out for that if we have long green flag runs. Now the race tonight is going to be 183 laps. It is going to be a very long, very tiring race. We had a very long green flag run here last year, and it was a blast for me, and I know most other people, because this car is a handful once the tires get worn. You definitely have to stay on the edge, you have to drive it on rails, and you have to drive a little bit loose in order for this thing to really stay fast over a long run. In 2 weeks we're back to a cookie cutter in Charlotte, and it's going to be high speed, and this car is a blast to drive on cookie cutters, and it should be a good race, but we're all definitely focused in on tonight, and hopefully it's a good show for you guys, and hopefully we get some long runs and really put us to the test. So enjoy the show tonight, guys.